surprised, man. Well done, that was good.
That was one of my favourite loops we've done for ages.
Yeah, that was good.
So
Lee, you came up with that. You could tick
well,
that on
I
your
stole
box.
that, didn't I?
There's something. I don't know where it is.
Yeah, so this is I started messing around with...
I mean, it could be a John Mayer thing, right?
Well, it's 100%.
But it's
very similar to that kind of... And I think what I liked about that, and this is quite a good sort of tangent, is how a different bass line creates a different... it's not a tension or a melody, is it? But it just gives the chords a different flavour. So if I was playing... And you were playing a really...
Yes, I would play E.
Yeah.
I was playing like...
So you're just going E, B, A. So...
And then...
That's like really poppy and nice and light and nothing.
Yeah.
You know, like vanilla. But
vanilla.
then you played...
I played
so if I go... Over the top of that, I was doing this sort of...
As many places
and you layer all that up.
Yeah, and you lay all that up, and when it comes up, it says, please like and subscribe.
What it says is copyright strike.
It's copyright strike for 500 songs.
Someone else's song. So we're going to show you 3 guitars in this video today. Predominantly, we are talking about the NF53 and its new baby brother SE version. So, and then when we've done this kind of shootout, so full fat American versus SE, I'm going to show you the PRS 594 that, if you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen me messing around with, but there's a bigger story behind that. Here it comes. This has been back to Paul
Here
Reed
she
Smith.
comes. This is a great guitar. It's always been a great guitar.
Anyway,
guitar.
So you're the sort of the Telecaster expert, Mr. Pete.
Well, I'm not.
So tell me, I mean, I know this is not a Telecaster, but it's probably the closest style and design to a Telecaster that PRS do. So what was the thinking behind the full fat 53?
The title is in the name, 53, right?
Right.
So that was, I believe that's where that came from, a 1953 Telecaster that Paul has.
And didn't the NF though, was that not a Fender?
I don't know.
Not Fender.
No, but we've asked, but we should probably ask again. Is it not Fender 53? There's something with the 53. Right. Apparently, there's something with the 53 neck profile that's not a 52, so not a no-caster, and it's not later on was get skinnier. Right. It's got a slightly fat.
It's fat.
I think for people that will pick this up, they'll probably go, "Oh, that's a bit too fat for me," and that's not. I love it. I think it's great. Then of course,
I find this. To be honest with you, though, there's a bit of form for this, isn't there? Because the Silver Sky has got like that. The very first time you pick it up, you're like, oh, this is definitely a bit chunkier, particularly wideness-wise, sorry to say it, a Fender. But it does have you get used to it pretty quick.
It's substantial. But what do you want? It's John Mayer's signature guitar. He wants that kind of neck on it, so why wouldn't he put that kind of neck on it? 100%. And go, but if you like it, if you want this is what it is.
He's just got massive hands, massive feet, and an incredible collection of songs from the last 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
This is obviously on an ash body with a bolt-on maple neck, so we're obviously staying relatively Fendery there. Mm-hmm. But big departure from what you'd get on a Telecaster here, and this obviously sort of a modified
near field pickups.
So yeah, tell me about these. What's the dealio here?
So you might have seen this before on the NF3, which is like the S-style version of this, where there's 3 pickups on it. It's a narrow field, so pickup, which means that it's kind of hum cancelling in a way, and a bit fatter. To me, they sound fatter than the Telecaster. Everybody goes, does it sound more than it? It doesn't sound like a single coil.
Right, but it's a humbucking wiring. But designed to sound like a fat single coil?
Yeah, I would say so. That's what I would say when you pick the guitar up. It's louder. Yeah. And it's much fuller in the top end and the low end. Okay. From what you would think a Telecaster would be. They could be quite spiky in Telecaster, right? So then there's this turn it over. So it's not a string through.
Yeah, that's cool, right?
And also, as you can see...
I say cool, I just mean as in that's different. I think it's quite brave, actually, because so many people associate that kind of high, ballsy kind of Telecaster sound with being sort of part of that vibe through the body, and obviously this isn't even through the back of the trem. This is kind of like I've seen this done on like 12-string electric guitars and things.
Yeah, then one next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know, there's like a little hole here and you poke the bowl in through and then it sort of goes into a slot and that's what holds it in place.
Yeah.
So actually nothing holds it in place if it's not tuned
No,
up.
you have to hold it on. It's like a bit like a Bixby where you have to bend it around and get it on the little thing. And then if you turn it around again, you can see that has got the cutout for the... No, this has got the same. You can hardly see it because of the collar. All the carves are the same, but you see that's got that cavity there, control plate, where, of course, to save some money and in machinery, they put it all on a big scratch plate on the front instead.
So the full fat NF53 comes in some different colours. We'll maybe put some of the more popular ones on screen. Okay, cool. Tone and volume, three-way, right? Pretty straightforward. You're going to part with upwards of $3,000 for one of these, so obviously it's aimed at the sort of the higher end, maybe more professional, certainly wealthier kind of guitar customer.
What is the new Fender Ultra?
Yeah, $3,000. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
but in proper, obviously PRS style, they've got this SE range that they make out in the Far East, which are great alternatives to the full fat ones if you just need something a bit more affordable. And I guess today's video is to really go through and go, so what are the main differences?
They look really similar, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I can see straight away, that I've got a lacquered neck, you've got a satin neck. Obviously, we've got some different inlays, but that's not
I kind of prefer the inlays on this one, to be honest. I think these full fat, the full inlays looks pretty cool.
I agree. We've got very similar, if not identical tuners. These sort of vintage sort of plastic machine heads, but with a sort of the vintage style casing.
Scarf neck?
Yeah, not locking. Right. So just for all of you, a bit like me, who get confused with how PRS use their locking tuners, these are nice and simple.
That is brass. They are brass tuners where these are not.
Oh, yeah. Now I can see, again, my pickups are mounted into the body. Yours are mounted on the scratch plate. That'll be a sort of a cost-saving thing on the SE.
And also, in my opinion, I think if you mount the pickups into the body, the wood of the body, I think it'll help a little bit in the sound. But
that was even going back, that was Van Halen was convinced that if he mounted his pickup straight into the body rather than a scratch plate, it gave him more. So these are a narrow field design, but effectively what they'll do is they'll use a factory in the Far East to copy the American design, so they're a little bit more affordable, but hopefully still sounding much the same. The bridge could even be the same. Let me see.
They look very similar.
Very similar.
It's like it's two screws and 3 strings, right? It's a bit of a funky design, I think.
So you've only got 2 saddles.
Yeah, there's 2 saddles.
But a way of sort of angling the saddle from an intonation point of view.
It must be like one of Paul's.
Yeah, I've never seen that done on another guitar.
No. You know what I was thinking the other day actually with saddles. I've not seen a vintage style Telecaster saddle like this, but where there's rollers in here. Let's say if you put a Bixby set on, but let's say you have these 3, but each will have a little wheel to roll.
I think that is what those Babbage ones. This is another video.
Yes, but they're separate.
Oh, I see. What as part of a
like the Vintage have got 2 on each string.
That's a piece of tooling to do that, isn't it?
Exactly.
So the SE version got some different colours in that, which you can see on screen now. These are under £1,000, so like less than a third of what one of these would cost. So this comes with a case, this comes with a bag. Let's do. Do you want to just do a bit of playing on that, playing on that, and then people can go, oh, they sound completely different, or they sound exactly the same.
Mark. But before we go, just check something out that I didn't realise the other day that I saw. Maybe I've seen it before, but hang on 1 second.
Right, what do you got here?
Yeah,
Mr.
so
Pete?
this is the bag, PRS bag, and
this came in.
Yeah, that came in, and I was this morning I was grabbing it, put the guitar in, and you know how sometimes there's a little handle here, and you go like that. So I put my hand in like this, and there's a little pocket here, and I didn't realise that inside this pocket is a little hook.
No.
So you can hang that up in your cupboard or something. You could even hang the guitar on it. I reckon when the guitar's in there, you can hang it up. I thought what a cool idea is that? I don't know if I've ever seen it before.
So cool. I wonder how many of us have got hangers in the back of our gig bags we never even realised. That's a really cool idea.
I mean, that's a brilliant idea. So whoever came up with that,
well, yes, well
done. No pedals on. Everything on full. You know how a Telecaster can be really spiky on the back? Great.
I love that, the way you have your amp set, so that you can just push the amp into overdrive by just strumming hard. Anyway.
Strumming hard, right, more clear. I think it's clearer already. Already, it's
I'm not so sure.
Remember that bridge
pickup, but
remember that bridge pickup? Much hotter.
It is hotter.
Yeah. It's just clearer. That's it, isn't it?
Interesting. I mean, it's hard to know.
That's quite light, that guitar, isn't it?
It is lighter than that one, yeah, for sure.
This is Swamp Ash. So, Swamp Ash. It's like I want to go a little bit more top. But no, I'm not saying muddy, but it's got the low end is not as defined.
I would, if you'd have said, you know, just as in like a quiz.
Quills.
Would you prefer a lacquered neck like this or a satin neck like this? I would go.
I would go that one.
Well, I would think I would rather have the satin one, but I actually do prefer the feel of this one. But then you kind of
that's the nitro thing, isn't it?
It's more expensive.
So we try a bit of gain.
Yes, please.
Let's just go Dane then. And a Kylie 76.
Here, of course, is where you're getting the massive advantage of having humbucking pickups compared to single coils.
Yeah.
I might actually prefer the fact that this is maybe a bit hotter. She's giving the amp on the overdrive channel. She's giving the amp a bit more.
You do like a bit hotter pickups, I've noticed recently.
Yeah, maybe.
You know that Gibson. It was like you like the 57 over the 58. It sounds great, man. It does really sound good.
Not a lot in it, really, is there?
Not a lot in it.
And as I said, you know, if we had single coil pickups and that much gain, we'd be getting quite a bit of hum, but we don't get it with these types of pickups. So I think that's probably. I mean, I think this is just what SE does, isn't it? It takes a really expensive Paul Reed Smith, does it in a more affordable version.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same. You might find, you know, 3 or 4% worth of stuff where you go, I prefer the more expensive one, but on the whole, they stack up so well.
I do like this dog hair. There's a dog hair version of that. That's kind of a sparkly white.
The finishes on the core and the American stuff will invariably be nicer, just because, you know, SE will hit a price point by either doing a solid color or using a veneer or whatever. And of course, on the full fat American stuff, it's just natural, beautiful timbers that they use.
Where's this? Is this a one piece or is that's the down here in the middle?
Yeah, I find it easier to see it if you just look across where the end pin goes, and yeah, you can see it. There's the join, so it's just a 2-piece, isn't it? But it's really
because I was looking at mine and I couldn't see where the thing joins, but this is really well done.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a great looking guitar.
So let me pop this back for a moment. But there you are. Look, links below. NF53.
Now tell us about that, then,
full
Lee.
fat version or its SE version. So yes, this. This
feels like the
this
next.
will make you feel old, Mr. Pete. Were you with me when Paul gave me this guitar?
Yeah.
Okay. So what year do you think that was?
18.
18 could be, yeah, or before. I tell you, it's not 18. So do you think it was more recent or less recent than that?
I'm sure it was 17 because I was there.
17? More or less recent than 17?
Oh, what's it? It's not 19, is it? No, it's 16.
Yeah. Well,
2016.
The guitar was made in 2016.
I think
I guess it's
so.
possible
17.
he gave it to me in 17.
Yeah, because
it is January in fairness. You're probably right. Probably was January 17. Yeah.
Wow.
And this was a new guitar, the single cut McCarty, or a relatively new guitar.
That's a beautiful guitar.
And I'd been saying to the wonderful Jez, who everyone in the UK with a music shop will know, because he's the guy who's been selling Pori Smith guitars since we were all babies. And he's lovely.
70 years now.
I'd been saying to Jez, my God, it's such a pretty guitar. It's like the prettiest guitar I've ever seen by Pori Smith. Da, da, da. And then at the NAMM show, Paul surprised me by going, I've got something for you, Lee.
He's a legend.
He gives me this guitar.
We'll take out the words.
I'm gonna absolutely take over this interview.
Good.
We have a guitar for you. Bring it in.
Right.
Right.
Did my letter to Father Christmas?
This is your letter to Father Christmas.
Oh, you're kidding me.
No. Oh, just open the case. Will you go?
Oh my God. That's the colour, that's the model. I'm welling up, man.
Cool. So here's what you don't know. I'm giving it to him.
Oh, that's crazy.
I got you. After all your videos, I got you finally.
And then, I didn't like it. I came back to the UK and I tried it a few times in a few different videos, and this is what's really interesting, I think. This is just, sometimes you just have to bond with an instrument. And I think anyone that's been playing for a few years and is maybe lucky enough to have been able to buy a few guitars, what you've kept, I bet you there's a something, there's a bond that you don't know what it is. There's just something that you really like about that. And I just didn't bond with this. And then when Paul was over earlier this year, I told, because it's so pretty, it always sits up there, I just never play it. And I said to Paul, had never really bonded with it. And Paul just went, give it back to me. I bet you I can change some things on it that will change your opinion of it. I got it back the other day, and I did a video on a live video on my Instagram account, and it was surreal really, because it felt different. It felt like the edges were slightly more rolled. It had a very different tone to it. It's such
a pretty guitar. I love it with those bindings. Revealed bindings are my favourite. I love those.
I didn't really know what Paul had done to it. I sort of was looking at it going, I'm pretty sure they're not the machine heads that were on it. I definitely know these weren't the pickups that were in it. So I had the old low turn, I want to say 8515 low turns, and these are McCarty 3s.
Okay.
And I was looking at the frets going, I'm sure these are skinnier than what was on there, but I couldn't remember. So anyway, really liked it. Phoned Paul, and Paul basically said yes to all those things. What he'd done, and this was all he'd done, was just change the bits that on a 2025 McCarty 594. So a 2025 McCarty 594 would have these pickups and these frets and these tuners and stuff. And it's just, I am beginning to bond with it. I mean, it's probably too early to say, it's a done deal, bonded. But yeah, I really like it.
They're hotter, those pickups.
I can't decide if they are or if they seem to have more clarity. But it's just... And I don't know what it is, whether it's the frets or what he did. you know, whether they did take a little bit off the edge of the fretboard. But it just sits like that more comfortably, whereas before it didn't. But it's just great. They must be hotty, you know, because I've got no drive pedals on at all here.
They must be hotty.
And I'm in a pretty clean amplifier, and it's... You're probably right, probably does need a tune-up. But so...
You could have sent it in tune.
Yeah, I obviously wanted to say thank you very much to Paul, but I wanted perhaps everyone who had maybe tried, in fact, whatever you've tried in the last 20 years or 10 years and maybe didn't like, maybe just go and give it another try. The manufacturer might have changed the spec, your playing style might have changed to make you have a different taste, but I was really surprised how differently I felt about this. And it may all be psychosomatic. It may just be that Paul, it was such a generous thing for Paul to do that I just feel like...
It didn't actually go to him. It just went up to, sat in a back of a van for like...
And they didn't change anything. It's the same tuners and frets and everything that were in it before.
You know, I think that these brass, the brass things here have got lots to do with the high end of the tone, but that's just... Right.
I mean, I'm playing
anything
with
brass is great.
That's just a little bit of the volume back down.
I'll tell you what we need to do, Lee.
Anyway,
I'll tell you what we need to do. We need to clear that pedal board up because it looks a mess. Doesn't it? Say.
I mean, it's no. There's maybe 2 pedals on there that I would maybe change
they
out
need
again.
to get leave, doesn't they?
No. The one that actually, funnily enough, the one I'm into more recently is just using the Duchess boost. Anyway, but no, I can't find a really high gain pedal that I like. But I wonder if the problem is me. Like I don't know how to play
I
high
think that's
gain.
what it is. I think the Soldano pedal is still a good high gain pedal.
Agreed.
I've got one of those and I use that.
But I'm into that new golden reverby thing that you gave me the other day. Or it's not new, but it's new for my board. That's nice. Is anything on yours new? It's not really, is it?
No, it's the same. I put the Halcyon green on there because I wanted.
You had that mid boost there, the DCX thing. What happened to that?
Yeah, because I've got a hankering for tube screamer at the moment. Don't know what it is. There's a tube screamer thing happening in me.
Pete wants a TS10.
Yeah.
Even though I keep telling him it sounds the same as a TS9.
No, there's something with a TS10.
Right. Done. Thank you very much for joining us. Links below to everything that you've seen.
Let's jam out. You jam out with that.
I would love to.
Leave that alone.
All right.
That's,
do you want this one or this one?
I'll play out on this one. You play on that.
Good man. All right.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Thank you.